You are now tuned into the Day in the Life of Corey podcast, a podcast about dating, entrepreneurship, and much, much more. Here's your host, Corey.
Giddy up, 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 giddy up. I got horses in the back, trunk in the front, exterior red and that inside buttercup. I got what you need, I got what you want.
Welcome to another episode of Day in the Life of Corey. I'm your host, Corey, of course. And I got my guy Jerrod here.
How you doing?
Let you introduce yourself, Jerrod. Tell them what you do.
Okay. My name is Jerrod. I'm an appliance repair owner, and it's my full-time gig. I've been doing it for pretty much the whole year 2020. Things didn't really kick off until March of this year, so like I said, everything's been on track.
You on track. So let me ask you this, Jerrod, because being that you're an entrepreneur, what was your work schedule like today?
So today I started around 9 o'clock. I didn't get off until, I got off around 1 o'clock, pulled up on Corey, knocked out 4 jobs, 2 installs and 2 diagnoses. That's pretty much it, man.
So what's the most important part of what you do? What do you enjoy the most out of it?
My freedom. Okay. My freedom is the most important thing, or the most thing that I enjoy out of everything I do. So.
Okay, I had to ask those questions right away because I'm going to go back to what you said. Your work day was from 9 to 1.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, okay.
Yes, sir.
And in this business, you make what kind of, you don't have to get into numbers, but you decent money?
Decent money.
So
I
what was
would
your
say,
background? Where did you come from before
As a
this?
matter of fact, okay, my background is commercial HVAC, and I did that for about 5 years. And like I said, jumping into appliance repairs like a lateral move for me. So,
and you walked away from that job after 5 years to do this.
To do it, yep.
So let's show you guys. I don't have to tell you about the money. He's basically telling you right there for him to be able to walk away from that job and do this. He only did, 4 jobs today?
Right. Now, I mean, you definitely want to have some systems in place, before you jump out full-fledged. Right. You want to have your money together, at least have your emergency funds. Anything else you need to take care of, debt, erase as much debt as possible.
Right, absolutely.
And I think things should work out for the best for anybody.
Right, and not telling anybody to walk away from your job, but
right.
I'm just giving you guys a point of view of this is one of those jobs that you can start and you can actually, it won't be long, let's just say it like that, because in a lot of cases, I can say you can do a few jobs a day, maybe even 1 job a day.
And be okay.
And, yeah, you'll make more than most people make it their average job that work the whole 40-hour week. Right. And sometimes even make more than the people who work the overtime, So I just wanted to put that out there. And so we asked your age. We said ask your age. You how old?
Yeah, I'm 29, man. I'm getting up in age now, man. I'll be 30 come next year. So, taking advantage of my youth.
Right. So what made you get into it, Jerrod?
Man, following YouTube, man, always having a passion for branching off and doing something on my own, and it just lined up, with right. My background being as a technician, and owning the business was new. It's still new, but the drive is the main thing. So, having the drive and having the focus to do what you want to do, man. I mean, you can do anything you put your mind to, honestly.
Right, right.
Yeah.
So you have family?
Oh yeah, I got 2 kids, man. Got a family at home, man. And like I said, it's from the appliance repair, I'm able to take care of my entire family, And
I'm gonna mention, built a new house. Last year? Was on your birthday last year?
Yes.
Last year, right?
Yeah.
Brand new house last year. And I'm gonna tell you this also. I'm gonna let him get into the time frame on that. His birthday, I remember talking to him, and he was looking to get a van when he got a new work van during that time. Also, give him your time frame, and then just kind of give him the. When I say your time frame, give him like from the point you left the class, when you actually everything started picking up, and give them like a idea of how long it took for everything to pick up, and once it did pick up, what you were able to do at that point.
Right. So first thing first, every flower does not bloom at the same time. After we left the class, which was last year in November 2019, I applied to a couple of warranty companies, and I was able to get the ball rolling just a tad bit, but things didn't really start picking up with my cash calls or whichever route, I'm getting my income. It didn't really pick up until March, April this year of 2020. So,
yeah. So you started your business in December. I think everybody pretty much was in our class. Around December, we got everything solidified. I know you already had your LLC before you actually got to the class. Then shortly after that, we started setting up with the companies that we were working for, of course. Got everything set up online. And I would say, around what month did you start just hitting you like that?
Yeah, so it was real spotty, man. I get a couple jobs in January, February, but March was really when the springtime came. That's when the floodgates opened for me.
Right, so, and then you were dealing with how many major companies you deal with them for the most part?
One.
Okay, that's what I thought. That's what I thought.
I get enough work, man, where I don't have to. I could, but I don't need. Yeah, it's not a reason.
I want their freedom.
Yeah.
Let me ask this question also: when you are dealing with your customers, how do you schedule them? Do you let them tell you the time, or you tell them the time, or you give them a window? Or
I give them a window. Well, I really give them times. But the time frame that I'm giving my clients, I provide at least an hour and a half window. Okay. So that way, drive, or if I'm stuck on the job for whatever reason, to get to the customer, even when I'm there, that's my time allotted, to do a full service for them if need be.
Okay. So on a normal work week, if you need to take off a day, what do you do?
So if I need to take off, first thing first, contact my customers, let them know, briefly, hey, we need to rearrange the time with me coming out. And first I try to see if it works for them. Right.
Well, let's just say it's a work week. Say next week you don't have anything scheduled at all for any customer. And you need to take off, we're going to say Wednesday. Are you able to just take off Wednesday without any problem?
Yeah, okay. See, the thing is, the way I do my scheduling is I do it a week prior.
Right.
So at least on the Friday, I kind of got all the jobs that's gonna come in pretty much for the week. And after I do a tally on that, then I kind of go back and just see, okay, if I have something to come up on whatever day, I just schedule around it.
Right.
So that way it's not an inconvenience on myself or the customers as well.
And even dealing with the companies, you don't have to call in and let them know anything. No. You just kind of schedule it.
Nah, once you get the jobs, and if you're talking warranty, once you get the jobs, you're a business, so you have to deal with the customer firsthand. Let them know what's going on and just communicate. That's the biggest thing. Communicate.
So you can't get in. You really won't get in any trouble or anything like that. You don't have to put in any type of paper to say, "Hey, I need to be off this day, that day," anything like that. Okay.
Not doing this.
Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna ask you a couple other questions, man.
Okay.
How did the idea of your business come about?
Well, I was actually with my girl, man, and I was brainstorming one day, and had to be back in like 2017, 2018, and my name, Will Fix It, comes from my last name, Williams. So, doing some brainstorming, and I'm like, hey, I run around here fixing stuff, and I just started putting things together, man, and locked it in. So,
okay. What's your key driving force as an entrepreneur? I pretty much know that answer, but what's your key driving force?
Freedom.
Yeah.
Freedom.
It's always freedom, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it ain't always money, but the money, but it's definitely freedom,
Right.
So, yeah. So I was going to ask you, how did you come up with the name of the company, but you already, told us that. And how did you fund your company? Well, let me ask you this question.
Okay.
I know the answer to it. The costs associated with getting in this business.
It's low. It's a low cost. You can start from scratch. You can start, go to Harbor Freight, or go to your local hand tool shop, Ace Hardware, whatever. Go to a local shop and just get some basic tools, hand tools. And once you kind of get that, and once you get the ball rolling, then you can upgrade your tools. And you got to have transportation. That's the main thing.
Let me ask this question: can you do it out of a car?
I wouldn't recommend it. I don't know how it is to be without.
But could you do it without a car?
I mean, we got Uber, man. So it's
no. I don't mean not when I say car. Yeah. Do you have to have a van versus a car?
Oh, I got you. No, man, you can start with a van, a car, a truck.
Okay.
Anything that has some wheels to get you from A to point B will get the job done.
Okay, because I know the answer to the question, but I still want to put it out there for the people, because you are a person that's doing this full time.
Right.
For me, it's a part-time business. It's only because I got the other business.
That's right.
But like, if I didn't have the other business, this probably would have been my go-to business because of the money, and the time. But I had to ask you that question because it's something you do full-time.
Right.
Yeah. So building a customer base with this business, do you have to have a lot of advertisement? I want to ask that question, which is one of the things I really like about this business. Advertisement. What's your advertisement look like for this business?
Well, as far as if you asking me what's my advertisement or just kind of general.
Do you need any advertisement?
Oh, no,
starting out the gate?
No, you don't.
Because my first business I started, people say word of mouth, but word of mouth in the business, the other business, pest control business, you can't just have word of mouth. Although I had a real good reputation in the business, but to reach people everywhere, you had to use Google Ads. Well, you don't have to use Google Ads, but I say you need to use Google Ads because after a year of me using that, after a year of me using that with all the reviews and everything looked real well. So I get people calling all the time.
Right.
Whereas this particular business, did you ever have to do a Google ad or anything like that?
I didn't have to, but I did.
Did you see an influx?
Yeah, I mean, I got a couple hits off of it,
right?
And
but I'm assuming you shut it off.
Yeah, I turned it off, man, because it wasn't needed, honestly.
Now,
especially word of mouth and your the work you do that follows you. So once you start getting recommended, man, I mean,
yeah, and that's one of the things I tell people about this one business. This particular business, considering the one that I started, you don't need any type of advertisement depending on how you set it up. And then we're gonna also get into there's so many different things you can do with this business. Right. In this business, I mean, it's just, man, you'd be surprised. Like, you'd be real surprised.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. I want to ask you also. So that was kind of do with marketing and everything, because you didn't really have to do it much marketing. On an average day, how many hours do you work? Give me an average, and then give me if you run into some problem, which I don't think you would probably run into any problem that I would have, because you got that strong background you have. Stuff is second nature to you or whatever.
Right.
Give me an idea of a regular day. Would today be considered a regular day?
This is a regular day.
Wow.
For me.
From 9 to 1?
That's how I like to run, man. Some days it might stretch, for another couple of hours.
So 9 to 3 at most?
Yeah, you can say at most.
Okay, so that's definitely freedom.
Right.
Yeah.
But I'm loving it, man. I mean, it's
do you start most days at 9, or you start
because the rhythm that I'm used to, right. I prefer to start early and be done early.
Yeah, I got to get myself
I like to be back home at a certain time, man, or doing something else, for the rest of the day. So
okay. Well, let me ask you this. This is kind of off the beaten path. Do you see at some point you will have somebody else working for you?
Yeah, at some point, man.
Not right away, but at some point,
one thing. Yeah, I mean, just
up.
On a personal, I had to get into the business and work the ins and outs for myself.
You recommend most people to do that? Go ahead and
I will recommend it.
Would too,
I know a lot of people don't do that, and that's cool. But me just being me, I had to get in. I wanted to do this job, that job, dispatcher, technician, owner, all the jobs. So that way can't nobody tell you how to run your company. Right.
Because somebody trying to take a shortcut on something, you pretty much know because you deal with it all the time. So
that's right.
Yeah, and that's probably the hardest part is getting somebody reliable. And but the thing about this business is totally scalable.
Mm-hmm.
You got the ability to duplicate yourself.
Yeah.
And I mean, yeah, that's very important to me when you're starting a business. You know, the way you can duplicate yourself. So we got into. Can you give me an outline of a typical day for you?
A typical day, how I like to do it. At least two install jobs, and what I mean by that is if I got to go back to a previous diagnosis that couldn't be done in a day after the part is ordered, then I like to schedule at least two stops per day. And that's the goal for me.
So when you say part order, are you responsible for getting the part, or the people you deal with?
It depends. You know, we talking warranty. You know, if it falls under a certain number, then I'll definitely get the part. But if it exceeds that number, then you know I'll let them handle it. But you know, cash calls, that'll be something totally different. You know, that's all on me.
Do you typically try to do a 1 day deal when you're dealing with the cash calls? You go in.
Absolutely. Okay. All my stops, I try to do it as a 1 day deal and be done with it.
Okay, so when you are dealing with parts, how hard is it to set up something where you can go, an account where you can go in and go grab a part at a dealer price?
As far as the parts, it's not hard at all. You know, I got a few accounts set up throughout the city, and you know, if one doesn't have it, I go to the next, and I'm usually I can get what I need, you know, within at least a day or two. Or if it needs to be ordered, you know, I can at least get it shipped to me.
I'm pretty sure the city is large. You're going to pretty much be able to get anything. And the reason why I ask that question, a lot of people tend to think, you know, when you're getting in certain things, they say, well, oh, this is probably going to be hard. That's going to be hard because they really hadn't experienced any of that. So that's why I'm asking those questions so you can put it out to people so they'll know that a lot of this stuff is not as hard as you think it is.
Nah, don't overthink it, man.
Yeah. And a lot of people have a lot of misconceptions, and you'll be surprised. You'll talk to people that'll tell you how you can't do something, but they're not even doing it. And so,
right.
And then you'll talk to people that are doing things, and they'll tell you it's hard just to kind of discourage you from getting into it. But I don't understand that because the thing is, like with pest control, there's over 400 companies in my area, and I'm a small company. I never had to worry about business. Do you ever have to worry about business in your?
Oh no.
Yeah. You probably pushing away some stuff on too much. Yeah. And then one of the things we're gonna say about this also, like a lot of people say, if you look around your home, how many appliances are in your home? You know, mostly the average home is gonna have. I'll let you name them because you deal with them on a daily basis.
At least 4 to 5.
And name some of them.
You know, your refrigerator, your dishwasher, your oven, your microwave. What haven't I said? A washer, dryer. That's
okay,
6.
6, yeah.
You know.
Yeah. Okay. And that's on average.
Some people have standalone ice makers or ice machine,
deep freezers,
wine
coolers.
Wine.
Yeah. And we just get into the part of fixing. We're gonna talk about it in a minute. The part about the other things you can do with this. You know, it's a lot. What was your greatest fear getting into this? Or did you have any fear, or did you know, hey?
Of course.
Okay.
Man, I mean.
How did you get over that? And what was your fear and how did you get over it?
Well, the way I tackle fear is to meet it head on. So, just in itself, to leave a secure job to branch off on my own was rolling the dice, you know. And you gotta bet on yourself, man. I mean, if you don't have the dog or the hunger in you, I mean, you gonna shoot yourself in the foot and it's not gonna work out. So it has its days, you know. And like I said, I always press forward, man. I gotta be optimistic and just continue to look forward and remember why you started. And I think if you can remember that,
yeah. So it's like you say it have its days, but I can remember easily my job, and into some situations with yours, we talked.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I think I had more. Well, I know I had more worse days in my job. I can't speak for you because in my situation, I was working a bunch of hours, wasn't making any money, but I had to do what I had to do for a period of time to get to this point to do what I needed to do, as far as like getting the license and all that. But yeah, you kind of went through a little time with yours also.
Man,
yeah.
You know,
just playing. You know, so we say secure, but is it really secure? You know,
that's very true. That's very true, man. You know? But like I said, I mean, knowing that
you got a check coming. I know
knowing that the check was coming.
But you know, I have to say I'm at a point now where I want to get paid per job. Like I don't want to talk about hourly. Like I'm gonna get I want to get paid per job. So the way the check's coming now, do you even worry about money?
Oh no.
Do you like this better, or do you like the check coming every 2 weeks or however it came?
I like this better in the beginning, of course. Like I said, you
build yourself up to that. Yeah. But now it's like,
right.
Yeah, okay.
Right.
That's what I was thinking. What piece of advice could you give? I'm gonna say just the youth and maybe college graduates. I know that's part of the youth that want to become an entrepreneur, not just for this particular field, but for anything they want to go do.
Research, know what you're getting into, take it serious, and start small, start little by little, and that way you will know for sure if that's something that you really want to do. Because you don't want to be 6 months down the road, even if it take that long, down the road trying to keep up and you're not enjoying it. Mm-hmm. So research.
I'm gonna ask this question
the main
too.
thing.
This kind of also, I always ask entrepreneurs this: How much TV do you watch?
How much TV?
Mm-hmm.
I rarely watch TV, man. I'm more of a movie person if I do decide to watch. Right. Man, I'm really researching myself.
So you're on the computer, on the phone,
constant,
reading something. So you're not like worried about the basketball games, football games, things like that.
I have to force myself sometimes to check in, to watch a game, because I love sports. But
right.
It's, man, I'm news and all that, man. I'm so disconnected, man.
Well, I think
I'm aware of what's going on, but it's
I'm definitely on the news. I don't watch the news, but I keep up with it. And we talk, so I'm all over the place. Like it's not a whole lot you're gonna talk about I don't know about. Right. But like far as the TV, I always ask that question because I've noticed a lot of entrepreneurs, they just don't watch television like that. Now I do know some entrepreneurs that have been doing it for years. They watch TV, but man, they got time to watch TV because they got stuff working. It's working for them all the time. Like we trying to get to where they are. So
some systems in place, man.
That's it. Like for me, I mean, I don't know who played in the Super Bowl. I really don't care. Now, if they were gonna give me some of that money, then I care. But other than that, whatever. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. That's just not my thing. Like I just, so I always ask that question because I have to ask that because I've noticed. Seem like most of the entrepreneurs I talk to, they don't, it's like they either reading something, not anything in particular always, but they always, well, for me, the TV is a distraction. Not most people, that's what they tell me. The ones that are actually out here doing, they say it's a distraction. So, they always trying to learn more and more. I'll say it like that. Let's see. What's your favorite aspect of being an entrepreneur?
Favorite aspect?
Freedom,
man. Yeah, besides, because I don't want to just run that down.
Hey, that's what it is.
Besides freedom, really just having that time, man, to really spend with my kids, man.
Right.
And, just because a lot of times if I was, still, working my previous job, man, I'll be locked in and just too tired to do anything by the time I made it to the house.
Right. Been there.
And I'm mad. I'm mad at my family for no reason, man. Like, man, I just want to sit down.
Just want to chill out.
That's it. Don't nobody bother me or nothing. But, but stepping over into this aspect of business and owning the business, man, it's allowing me that time back. Right.
What's one of... So let me ask you this: what's one of the activities you would recommend entrepreneurs to invest their time in? I'm sorry.
So the activity?
Yeah, something that you would say they. I mean, it
man, I think about health a lot, man. For me, I would say fitness.
Yeah, I need to get.
That's because we want to be healthy so we can enjoy our fruits of labor, right?
Entrepreneurship is the worst thing to happen to me for is health. I've picked up so much weight because I've got lazy. It's sad. I used to bike a lot and stuff like that. I got to get back to it. I got a bad leg from motorcycle accident. That's why I'm not as active as I used to be. But I got to get back to biking though. I really do. Who was your greatest inspiration?
My greatest inspiration, I would say my dad, man. You know, I'm 29 and, you know, just growing up, seeing my dad get up every day and get it.
Yeah, because your dad was an entrepreneur, right?
Yeah, he had his own company, man, construction. And,
right.
You know, just seeing him do that for years, man. And,
right. It's inevitable that you weren't going to go to a job too long.
Right. Yeah. So it was pretty much in me to do what I'm doing.
Right. Okay. Let me see. I had some more stuff I was going to ask you. Most satisfying moment in business.
Seeing the checks come in with your company, with your company name on it, man, and seeing the payoff.
I don't think that ever. I don't want to say it's satisfying because it is, but like I'm here for a week, but I know when I get back home, I got a couple checks in the mail. It's just like to see my name on there, like it's proud. I have to say, I have to agree with you on that. You know, give me the top 3 skills you needed to someone would need to become a successful entrepreneur.
You might gotta help me with this one. I would say definitely communication. If you jumping into appliance repair, you definitely want to have your technical competency up to par.
I'm gonna speak on that too when you get done.
Okay. What I said too. Yeah, communication, your tech skills.
That's a hard one for me too, man.
I mean, your soft skills.
I'm gonna take away from the skills, and I'm gonna say you need to be patient.
For sure.
Yeah, that's not a skill, but it is kind of a skill in a sense. If you're an impatient person. But I'm gonna say this: you got to network with people because I took the class with him, and it was like
10,
8. 10? I think it was maybe
probably 9.
It might have been something like that. So
yeah.
But here was the thing: before we left that class, and it's funny because I talked to several other people that took the class, and none of them did it. They didn't even think to do it. But you know, some of them had this idea, everybody ain't like that. I'm like, at the same time, we all trying to get to a certain point, a certain place. So being like that or not being a certain way is working against you. So. Everybody spoke. They walked in class. I think I may have been the first one in the class that day. And then Jamal came behind. Everybody spoke. Everybody greeted each other. We shook everybody's hand.
Oh yeah.
And we had a decent conversation the whole time. Mm-hmm. This is working together now. A lot of people say, black men can't work together. That's a lie. I've seen this in all different ages. You may have been the youngest person in the class. Yeah. But the crazy thing is, he and one other guy probably had he had the most experience, and the other guy was right behind because they was naming stuff, and I'm like, man, I don't know what they talking about, but they knew exactly what he talking about. But the thing was, we passed around the list. We got everybody's phone number. We got everybody's email address. Before we got out of the class, I made sure I did a group text to everybody. Mm-hmm. We communicated the whole time. Every week, I would basically call everybody. I'm trying to see where they were with the process because we had a list of things we had to do. Where were they with the process? Now, he and I and Rasta, one of the guys we call him Rasta, we talked the most. And then Charles. Mm-hmm. The other guys not as much, but I would check in with everybody. I want to know, where are you? What can I help you with? What can I do? Is there something I can do? I even called few times for Rasta for his insurance to try to get his insurance going, and that's very important. Like, and after that, and I'm gonna tell you after we got everything set up. Now I don't have a background in this, so I don't know a lot about this. I know what I know, and you kind of how do you say you're earning while you're learning. Right. I didn't have a whole my background was not like that. I would get on the phone with this guy. I would get on the phone with our other guy down in Florida, and I have a problem. They would, I ain't gonna say stop what they doing, because they would stop if they weren't doing anything. Pull up their phone, pull up their computer, they right there looking at it, they telling me, hey, do this, do that, do this, do that. They got me through this, man, and that's the thing, you got to network, you got to have a solid network of people around you, you know, and I think that's very important.
It is key, man, your support system.
Got to have it,
man. You know, because everybody don't see the vision, especially, not even a knock to nobody, but everybody does not see your vision. You know, having a network team, support team to, you know, bag you and check in, it raises the accountability to get things done.
Right. And I think it did push some of the people along. I think it did. You know, I think some of them went ahead and did what they had to do because they saw it. It turned into some of them took it as a competition. I said, hey, man, it's not a competition. This is where I am. This is where this person is. Don't worry about that. Only thing you need to be concerned with where you are and what we need to do to get you to the next step. Right. You know, and that's the thing. A lot of times we go into competition and we don't need to be in competition. Right. I mean, we had age groups range from, he was the youngest, and we had one more guy was older.
I think Jamal might be like a year or two.
Yeah, he was right behind you. Johnny was the oldest, I want to say, and I think I was the next one. Yeah, and then then it stepped down a few people after that. But we were anywhere from what were you, 28, 20?
I was 28 at that time.
28 to, I want to say the other guy may be in his 50s. I'm 42. I was 41 at the time. And the other guys were in their 30s. I think everybody else was in their mid-30s for the most part. And, so. But, you got to do that. And that's the one thing that a lot of people don't do. And they just, because I had one of my good friends, he said, oh, man, everybody, they don't operate like that. And I get that. That's fine. But at the same time, you got to operate like that at some point. Because, I mean, we all trying to go the same direction. We all in the same class. So we definitely trying to do the same thing. Right. So anytime you guys are doing something, just work together. That's all I'm saying. If you need to reach out to everybody, reach out to them, it's very important.
Yeah, they got peer groups and all that set up around too, man. Right. So especially if you're getting into the trade, appliance, HVAC, plumbing, whatever. I'm sure there's a peer group you can lock in with if you don't have nobody in your inner circle that can help you out.
Always. Now, the last thing I want to get into with this business, what different things you can do other than going to someone's home and repairing it?
Oh yeah, so you can put together a maintenance package. Take care of the refrigerator, condenser coils, water filter, door gas. You can put together a maintenance package. Like I said, refrigerators, your dryers, especially the dryer vent cleaning.
Right.
That's a company in itself.
Right. It is a whole different company. Yeah.
Right. What else is there to do?
So you got your what I was going to. You got your flipping appliances.
Yeah, you go. So yeah, flipping. Some people only specialize in washers and dryer repair, but you can definitely flip. You
got installs because you can get contract with some companies like Lowe's, Home Depot. All you do is go out and they call this an install. I'll give you an example. We had one customer. His dryer they weren't gonna put the money in. Let's just say it like that. Right. And I was gonna get paid to come. They shipped it to the house. It's at the house and everything. All I gotta do was roll it in on a 2-wheeler. He had it in the garage. Roll it in on a 2-wheeler. Put it in place. Plug it up. Plug up the holes that go to the outside, and that's it. $125. So
can't beat it.
And that's with that particular company. Now, other places even pay more. Like I say, you got the ability to get on at these other places that do not deliveries, but they do appliances or whatever, and they pay you to go in and install this stuff. So, right. That's the definition of install. Now you might get something like a vent hood. You might have to cut this out or cut that out, or a microwave where you had a 2-bolt. I mean, but it's real simple stuff, and it's real good money. Like, you would make more doing some of that stuff in less than how long does it really take to roll a dryer and put it in there? Only a few minutes. Not long. Even with a washer, you only got 2 hoses and plugging it up. Turn it on. Get it out of the box.
Make sure it ain't leaking.
Yeah, it takes longer to get it out of the box than anything. Right. So But what's I'm gonna ask you this? What's one of the worst experiences you had with this job?
Worst experience. I would say worst experience, man, especially when I first started, was getting hammered with a whole bunch of calls back to back that I couldn't get to.
That ain't bad.
But that's my worst experience, man.
You're real tedious with your stuff and real thorough, so you probably won't have some of the things that because you've already seen all this stuff from when you were in heating. Yeah. And it's one of those things. Don't be afraid of, because they told me this. They always told me this. He and a couple other guys. I guess it's kind of like riding a motorcycle. You got the people that haven't fallen and the people that are gonna fall. So you're gonna go out and something's gonna happen. But
it's bound to happen.
You got insurance for that, you know. But you don't want to be just wild with it to the point where you're just not watching what you're doing. You do want to, go over the stuff with a fine tooth comb. If it's something you don't feel comfortable with, I say stop what you're doing and call somebody and, ask some questions, Yeah. But what else you want to add to it, Jerrod?
Man, I mean, like I said, it's been love for me. Even the other guys that's in the industry already, it was like being embraced with open arms almost. You know?
Right.
And especially, it's a lot of help to go around, man. It ain't, one guy putting another company down. I mean, it's, you just got to get active, man. You got to network, build your base. Just lock in, man. Stay focused and get it.
Yeah.
Get out here and get it.
Yeah, I look at it like it's so much you could be doing out here. Worried about another company should be the last thing that you're doing, know. But it's doable. Let's just say it like that.
Right.
28, 29.
29. Yep.
Got a family, 2 kids, and brand new house, and he's able to do it. So if he's able to do it, anybody can do it. In a matter of 6 months, he walked away from his job, and mind you, it was a good paying job. So just wanted to come to you guys and let y'all know about this. I had to interview him because me and him real cool.
Oh, yeah.
First time I came down, I guess about a month ago we was down.
Yeah, a little month.
Yeah, I had to start the podcast at the time. I was talking about it. I was working on it, and I finally got it started. And I had to get him on here. And at some point though, he's gonna get his going, and I'll definitely be letting you guys know on the YouTube channel once he get it going. But let them know where they can find you, man.
Man, you can find me on Instagram, Will Fix It. So that's 2 X's, WILLFIXXIT.
And if they need some appliance repair, and I'm gonna let you tell them the area, give them the number,
so
or whatever. Pretty
much Metro Atlanta. Just give me a call, and I'll see where about you are, and we can get it done. Install, repair, or maintenance.
What's your number? How they reach you?
470-588-5967.
Okay. All right. Well, Jerrod, you got anything else to add? That's it,
man.
All right. Thank you guys for another episode of A Day in the Life of Corey podcast.
Thanks for joining us this week. If you found value in this show, we'd appreciate a rating on iTunes, or if you'd simply tell a friend about the show. Don't forget to check out my YouTube channel at A Day in the Life of Corey, and be sure to tune in next week for our next episode.